Fun Spot. With 3 locations, Fun Spot Orlando, Fun Spot Kissimmee, and Fun Spot Atlanta, Fun Spot has an interesting collection of family roller coasters. Fun Spot got on Coaster Enthusiast's map with Mindblower as a looping gravity group Woody. Currently, they are building a custom RMC coaster for Fun Spot Atlanta in ArieForce One. But is Fun Spot worth a coaster stop? If you're passing by all 3 locations, is it worth buying a season pass like I did just to get these coaster credits? Find out as I rank all the roller coasters from the 3 different locations in this countdown. Of note, I visited Fun Spot Atlanta in March 2022, so ArieForce One was not up and operational yet, though I expect it to clearly be the best coaster in the chain. I also did not get to ride their Kiddie coaster as I mismanaged my time at Fun Spot Atlanta. Number 8. Kiddie Coaster, Kissimmee. Overall, not ranked. With a decent drop and a nice rocking back and forth section, Kiddie Coaster offers a decent thrill for what it is. I just view helixes as more neutral elements, so this helix doesn't do much for me as a coaster. But the overall experience is better than some Kiddie coasters for sure. Number 7. Sea Serpent, Orlando. Overall, not ranked. This is a solid Kiddie coaster that has a decent drop and 2 good airtime hills that really try to throw you out of the car. It may appear to be a regular looking Kiddie coaster, but Sea Serpent plays well and is a very enjoyable change of pace coaster for this park. Number 6. Galaxy Spin, Kissimmee. Overall, 3. This coaster fits well with the family-focused aspect of Fun Spot, and the charming history that it used to be at Cypress Gardens just makes it dear to my heart. As the worst non-Kiddie coaster in the set of parks, it really isn't bad. I rate Wavebreaker the Rescue Coaster, Cobra's Curse, and 4 coasters at Six Flags Over Georgia below Galaxy Spin. Galaxy Spin is a standard, solid, spinning wild mouse. My largest complaint is that the spinning aspect is almost non-existent, except for spinning with the various turns, which kind of defeats the purpose of a wild mouse. On one of my rides, however, I did get to spin like a top, as I've gotten on various rides on Six Flags Pandemonium. This made this coaster better for sure, though it seems difficult to make sure this kind of spinning actually occurs. Number 5. Hurricane, Kissimmee. Overall, 3. Tucked into a charming back corner of Fun Spot Kissimmee, I want to love everything this ride and area has to offer. Honestly, I went back to Fun Spot Kissimmee twice, not for Mindblower, but because of the charm of this area and Old Town. However, the coaster is only okay, with a few main drops and a low to the ground turn that distracts me when I'm looking for bunny hills and more drops. This coaster just doesn't have memorable elements, as it seems to disappear in a fog or hurricane of confusion in my memory. Though the unique steel structure can make one a little bit scared, even when she's used to riding bigger coasters. Number 4. Hurricane, formerly Screaming Eagle Coaster, Atlanta. Overall, 3. As the largest coaster at Fun Spot Atlanta for most of its time there, one would expect Screaming Eagle to be better. It does edge out its cousin in Hurricane, for me though, as Screaming Eagle focuses on drops, allowing for decent airtime moments and an overall enjoyable ride when I can come off remembering its airtime. Kissimmee's Hurricane does actually have more drops, but I just don't look on it as fondly. This coaster just lacks anything special besides the old school rickety charm and quasi decent airtime, which makes it not as highly ranked overall. Number 3. Freedom Flyer, Orlando. Overall, 4. This coaster is a real treat. Sure, it's a below average coaster as far as roller coasters are concerned, but the new Vekoma restraints on its suspended coasters are phenomenal. For those that haven't ridden one, instead of traditional over-the-shoulder restraints, these essentially have a tight lap bar that comes down over your shoulders, leaving your entire upper body exposed and free to move around, which creates a super unique feeling on a suspended floorless coaster. When you add in that much of this coaster is directly on top of walkways without even a net between you and guests, this coaster messes with your mind by changing up traditional roller coaster norms. The coaster itself is just a few simple helixes on a suspended coaster, nothing that I'm a big fan of, but it is a solid overall coaster experience. Number 2. White Lightning, Orlando. Overall, 5. A solid family out and back wooden roller coaster, built by Great Coasters International. White Lightning offers what you'd expect from this type of coaster, with a faster pacing and sense of speed that newer wooden coasters, especially those from Great Coasters International, offers. However, I am not a fan of the restraints on these coasters, as I feel that it wedges me into my seat too much so that I really can't enjoy the airtime on this coaster. But the double up, double down on this coaster does a great job of creating as much airtime as possible, given these restraints. And, all things considered, this is a solid coaster. Number 1. Mind Blower, Kiddie. Overall, 8. The historic prize of visiting Fun Spot, this Gravity Group wooden roller coaster is one of only 8 inverting wooden roller coasters in the world. The Gravity Group is known for making fantastic yet enjoyable family wooden coasters, as well as a few strong wooden coasters. So it is no surprise that Mind Blower delivers. The first drop was okay, but I really was expecting more. The inversion is a nice gimmick, but not too enjoyable beyond its gimmickness. The rest of the coaster features a wild course of turns and small bunny hills. Although normally comfortable, the Timberliner trains that the Gravity Group uses normally reduces airtime on smaller hills for me. This is especially true with Mind Blower since, understandably, the ride attendants push the restraints all the way into you, since, well, you're going upside down. Mind Blower is also terribly rough. I like and can enjoy roughness as a nice gimmick, but the restraints bouncing and rubbing against me the whole ride hurt my stomach. I did notice that this coaster was smoother riding in the very front, as the airtime on the hills gave you a small break from the roughness. So you might want to ride up there if you can. I also noticed the right side of the train made the turns much more enjoyable, so try to sit on the right side as well. Overall, this collection of coasters offers a few unique credits, but the only really impressive coaster is Mind Blower, and that might be too rough for you to enjoy. And even that might not be worth the price tag simply to get the coaster credits, with most of these coasters placing in the bottom half or lower of the coasters that I've ridden. I'm not overly impressed with this lineup, even after combining all 3 locations. There are a fair number of go-karts and flat rides, as well as a great atmosphere with Old Town at the Kissimmee location that you can enjoy at Fun Spot, with a particular shout out to the $10 free refill all-season cups. But if you're simply looking at making a pit stop at Fun Spot for the coasters, especially just one of their locations, it might not be worth it for a day ticket or even a season pass, unless you know that you will be able to return multiple different times throughout the year. What are your thoughts on the coaster lineups at the various Fun Spot parks? Do you feel these parks are worth investing in a season pass so that you can visit all 3 locations? Let me know. And, as always, Kapkun Krap.
Aircraft for exit gate.